All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Maybe good evening as well. Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is System, and we're gonna do some things today. Maybe, potentially, possibly. So this is the Minions server. I'm currently hanging out in Waterline. And this is the old array. Well, let me say it a different way. We've been calling this array of AALs in here the old AALs, and then we've been calling this array that I built. I don't know, maybe like UV era. We're calling these the new AALs, but these have been prone to glitching out, prone to hanging up. And one thing that I noticed last night is that we're still powering all of these slices with quartz fiber, and it's just untenable. It really shouldn't be like that. So these really have to be rebuilt, and I don't exactly know how I want to rebuild this particular array. Give me 1 second. But so these are the quote-unquote new AALs. The ones that I've built for circuits are over here. So I'm going to show this off first. So I made myself a row of dedicated AALs for quantum circuits and a row of dedicated AALs for pico circuits. And I've just been kind of putting it through its paces to see how things are going. I did a big batch of quantums, and then I did a batch of quantums and picos at the same time, and now doing a giant batch of picos, which has been going for many hours. Let's just show that really quickly. So I think this wasn't going as fast as it could have been going, mostly because we were short on molten superconductor base UEV. So we're making all of the molten superconductor bases in one DTPF, which I don't know if you've seen our DTPF of modern art over here, but yeah, we're still working with it. We're still working with the thing that shall not be named. Yeah, this DTPF right here is making all of our molten superconductor base, like all of them. UMV, UIV, UEV, UHV, UV, and on down the line. So, this was hung up on the it's using an exotic catalyst, and let's just see if I can look this up really quick. So, yeah, excited dimensionally transcendent exotic catalyst. All right, so the thing that's been holding up this is, where are you? Yeah, boron. So we've been out of boron for a long while, to the point where we actually set up a third EOH just to increase our boron supply. Yeah, this one right here is running Twilight Forest, I believe. Yeah, Twilight Forest, which is the best T0 source of boron. So yeah, so we're here in the Twilight Forest. Yes. And I even printed off another 777 EOH that's ready to set up right now, just in case we needed more boron. We've just been so short on it, and that's holding up the exotic production, and exotic production is holding up superconductor base production, among other things. Like we were short on chromatic glass, we were short on I think tesseract production was taking a big hit because we weren't being able to keep up with exotic catalyst. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. I'm lurker friendly, but feel free to say, "Hey, what's up, Marty?" Yeah, this is the Minions run. If you haven't seen it lately, we're doing fun things, and so yeah, like I was mentioning that we were short on boron, and we had set up this third EOH specifically to run Twilight Forest just for boron, just for exotic catalyst, just to keep up with like chromatic glass and the superconductor bases and all that other stuff. Um, well, as it turns out, I wasn't doing math, and what I mean by that is, um, I need to do some math. So you can go to the fusion reactor right here, and if we were short on boron plasma, right, right. Well, you can get it from lithium and helium, and we're drowning in helium, and we're also drowning in lithium. And I don't know why I didn't think about that like a week ago when this all came to a head. So I made a giant batch of boron plasma, ran it through the vacuum freezer to make molten boron, ran it through the solidifier to make boron dust, and then went back and that was the input that was needed to go into the normal processing line. A little bit roundabout of a situation, but I didn't want to change too much over here because frankly, I don't really want to change anything over here until we set this on fire. Um, um, but yeah, the input over here was boron dust, so I didn't want to change too awfully much of the way the thing was set up. I didn't want to engineer any mistakes. Yeah, HJM's Museum of Modern Art. Yes, yes. Which here, hold on. Name and shame. Let's here, name and shame. Hold on. Last scene. Look at these bums. Look at these bums. I think I've logged on to the rat server twice since the last time either one of these two logged on to the Minion server. Like bums. I know, slackers, right? Like name and shame. so so we were using these AALs over here for all of our circuit production, like all of the opticals, bio mainframes, picos, quantums, and a bunch of other stuff. Like it's set up to do yeah, those are all the circuits. Um I believe this was Sophie that put the antimatter stuff in here for the SSASS array things, and then this was me printing off the pieces for the old Stargates. Like this is the UHV Stargate quest, and this is the UEV Stargate quest. But getting all of these AALs over here held up by picos and or quantums was a nightmare because like they just go so slow, and also these are prone to jamming, and so I wanted to solve a bunch of problems all at once. I wanted ones that weren't going to jam. I wanted ones that were dedicated to those specific things, so that other crafts could slide through the normal crafting here while we're doing a whole bunch of circuits at once. And then also, I really need to I mentioned this right at the very beginning, but I need to rebuild this to get rid of all of these quartz fibers, because this is that's old tech. We can really do that way better at this point. So this is what I've been working on for like the on and off for the last 4 or 5 days, and it took a little bit of iteration. It took a little bit of finagling to get this right, but let's get under here. And all of these terminals are optional because yeah, it's a lot of AALs, and these actually run really well. It's surprising how good my frame rate is over here. Meanwhile, my frame rate over here at this old AAL array is kind of ass, but I'm wondering if it's ass because of all of the rendering of the quartz fibers. I know that quartz fibers are generally not favorable to tick rate, but I'm wondering if they're also not favorable to frame rate. Who knows? I don't know. No, I built these, but this is old tech. I built no HJM only HJM built the EOHs and the DTPFs and some other random things. But it was funny when I was going to finish this EOH right here, I was like, why doesn't this look right? It was off by one block. Yeah, the multi-parts are bad. Yeah, so what I want to do is I really want to rebuild this array of AALs, but we rely on that for almost everything at this point, like all circuit-wise. So I wanted to relieve a bit of that burden by, first of all, making some dedicated AALs for circuits, and then perhaps I might make some more DAALs over here for the optical ones. I don't know, because I've got 2 rows and each row has 14 pairs. And so I stress tested these yesterday. I kind of mentioned this right at the very beginning of the stream, but I stress tested. I made a batch of quantums, and then I made a batch of picos, and then I made a batch of quantums and picos at the same time. And now I'm making a giant batch of picos, and that's kind of, I think that's where you popped in, where it's been working on this batch of 950 million molten superconductor base UEV since last night, and it's just now getting finished. Just now, because we finally have enough exotic catalysts to actually make the molten base. So I need to talk to some giga nerds, because right now we are making all of our molten superconductor bases in this one DTPF. Now, each of these DTPFs are basically working on one type of craft, but I'm wondering, do we need to make more DTPFs and either split up the superconductor bases from into different DTPFs, or perhaps make it parallel so that we have like 4 or 5 different DTPFs all working on molten superconductor base. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is. But I know I didn't get any good answers to the DAAL question that I had posted on the Minion server a few days ago. So I kind of had to stumble and fumble my way through this. So if you're ready, here's all my lessons. If you're doing these dedicated AALs, you have to use stocking inputs, not advanced stocking inputs. You have to use the regular ones. Yeah, I went ahead and made I was trying to make a single storage for all of them, and that wasn't working. So finally I reverted to the idea of doing P2P tunnel dual interfaces, and then just having clones. So so instead of having 28 dedicated AALs for quantums, I have 14 pairs of cloned dedicated AALs for quantums. So kind of convoluted, but again, I was going over and over and over and over trying to iterate and get the type of behavior that I wanted, and I just couldn't get it to work. But this does work. It's not fast, but it works. So then now I also have this purge line over here, which basically just takes all of the stuff that's in these drives and makes it available to OrangeNet. And then I've just got these cells that I can manually move from here to here to automatically clean out all of the storage for this entire line. And I've got a purge on this one as well. So that's nice. And then the outputs didn't work right for me the first time, the second time, and so on and so forth. So finally, this looks a little ugly, especially from the side. I didn't mean to use this many wireless connectors, but I've just got all of the outputs hooked up to YellowNet, which is storage bus directly into BlueNet, which BlueNet on Minions is main. Anything on BlueNet is mainnet. So it's kind of convoluted. It's not as clean or as compact or as simple as I wanted these DAALs to be, but it works and it's robust and it's there are ways to correct errors and everything just works the way that I wanted it to. So yippee, look, as long as it works, right? So at some point in time, and again, I am coming over to Rats. I've been wanting to spend more time over there on Rats, but I've just been spending so much time researching this setup and not finding there's no good information, there's no good tutorials, there's no good. I mean, I was actually thinking about pinging individual people, like maybe like sending a message to a Didia or a Jellian or any of the other people that I know for a fact have been all the way through Stargate and then some to see how they might go about doing a dedicated AAL array if they were going to do it again. Um, but no, I just fumbled through it and finally I got it right, or as right as it needs to be. Let's put it that way. So, um, so that's where I'm at right now. So I'm kind of waiting for, I'm waiting for this Pico. I was kind of waiting for at least this to get finished, and also preferably for this mainframe part of the craft to be finished before I started doing any other stress tests. Because here's the real kicker or the real test. So um, the pattern is 32 quantums or 32 picos. So that means each pair is going to be doing 32, so that means each side of the pair is going to be doing 16 at once. And I didn't have any problems with jamming or getting stuffed or anything like that. All of the slices were just working as intended over and over and over, going all the way through the craft. So now what I want to do is I want to multiply this pattern. I'm going to go all the way up to 128 to see how that goes. That means each side of the pair is going to be doing 64 in one batch, and I want to see if the AALs jam, if the craft is that big or if it's going that long. So I think it'll be all right. I just I'm kind of worried. I don't want to multiply it too high, because let's say I multiply it to 128 and then I autocraft something that needs 100 circuits. That means all 100 of those circuits are going to be going through a single pair. It's only going to activate one instance of the recipe. Whereas if I order 100, it's actually going to activate 3 instances of 32. So that was part of the reason why I wanted to parallelize this as much as I did. I wanted it to be a little bit faster. I kind of wanted the craft to spread out across all of the dedicated AALs all at once, but I couldn't get all of them to work under a single storage. It just wouldn't work. I couldn't figure out why. And I was really like banging my head against the wall. I was really fumbling for several days, until finally I just went ahead and went back to the old idea of the P2P tunnel dual interfaces, which is reliable, robust. It works. I know how it works. I don't have to fumble. It just means that I won't be able to use every slice of this DAAL unless I'm making like 500 at a time. So maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I just order a whole bunch of chips all at once, and then after some of those chips are made, maybe then I'll order my other craft, and that way whatever chips are already made are gonna get used. So I don't know. This is not exactly the way I wanted it, but it's the way that works, and that's the way it's gonna sit for a minute until I figure out what I'm doing. Same with these picos. The picos are making 32 per craft. When I haven't had a single problem with jamming over here either. Uh, especially nice considering that this craft has been going for 15 hours so far, and it's a quarter done. But most of that was because we were out of the molten superconductor base. So I don't know how much faster it's going to go now that all of these other pieces are finished and all we have to do is the pico circuits. Hey, Bobdu, hello. But yeah, I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to experiment with the quantums, and I'm going to go ahead and multiply up the quantum circuit to 128, and then I'm going to order a whole bunch of quantums at once. I'm kind of talking about these dedicated AALs that I've made for quantum circuits and pico circuits, respectively. Um, uh, I'm assuming. Tell me if you don't, but I'm assuming you do know what I'm talking about here. But I couldn't get these dedicated AALs to work the way that I wanted to, parallelized with a single storage. So I had to give each one its own individual storage, and I had to use the P2P tunnels for furthest I've gotten is HV. Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. How about this? Let's catch you up this way. So there's these machines called assembly lines, and you have to use, and you can see how it says like slice 1, slice 2, slice 3. So you've got assembly line recipes that have to be made slice wise, and you have to have the right item in the right slice at the right time with, and of course you power the whole thing, and then the assembly lines will make your thing. Well, when you get to this stage of the game, which this is Minions Run, we're in UMV, we're very close to the end of the game. Probably almost at UXV, and a lot of UXV is just building out all of the things that you're required to make to get a Stargate. So these like to jam. These like to jam up, and also the quantum circuits take a long time. I think each individual quantum circuit takes 450 seconds. Each individual pico circuit takes like 220 seconds. So we do them in the advanced assembly line so that they parallelize, so that you can use more than one slice at a time for your craft, so that multiple crafts go at the same time. It is awful, it really is. So, but let me go back over here really quickly, and that's why you want to do a dedicated line for some of these really long crafts, is because here you can see this one just started. So each one of these slices is doing a single circuit, and each circuit has to go through every slice, and each slice takes 20 seconds. So 20 seconds times 12, that's how long it takes to make one pico circuit. But if you make it right, you can go through all of them. Hey, Mr. Cat, what's up? What's up? Yeah, this is Minions. I'm showing off my dedicated AALs. Yeah, it is kind of gross how long it takes for these crafts to go, but this is as good as I've been able to get it to go. So, um right now, each of these pairs is programmed to make uh each of these pairs is programmed to make um 32 at a time, and that means that 16 go through each side, and so each slice. So Cat, I've been looking for that. I actually was looking for that for like the last week. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. So this is actually pretty clean as far as jank setups are concerned. Like, this is pretty clean underneath. Um why can't you use the circuit assembly line? Because there's certain circuits at this stage of the game that you can't even put through the circuit assembly line. I think the very first one like that is the bio mainframe. Let me look at that. Yeah, see, so this is the first one that I know about, Bob, is the bio mainframe. You can't use a circuit assembly line. Hey, Sophie, what's up? Long time no see. Hey. subnet the net Subnet the network and then use data orbs to print the filter. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I that might be a little bit above my pay range. But while you're here, Sophie, I just want to show you really quick. I did end up getting my DAALs to work properly. So this row is quantums and this row is picos. And I know me, Sophie, and HJM, we were kind of debating / arguing amongst each other about the best way to get boron. And I said this at the beginning of the stream, but it's worth reiterating right now. Yeah, we were short on boron. I made a whole bunch of boron plasma with the helium and the lithium, both of those that were drowning in, and I just used this boron plasma for exotic catalysts. So probably, yeah, we're still sitting on a billion exotic catalysts, so we're doing okay. That's probably need to make that a permanent solution instead of waiting for this third EOH to make like 150k boron dust at a time. But yeah, that was something that was I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier. I was so focused on getting this done. I was so focused on getting this done and not finding any good information on these DAALs that I completely missed the idea of doing like elemental math. But yeah, this is what it looks like underneath. It's pretty clean. It's it's pretty decent. It's not the greatest, but it works. Um so yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. What else is new? I don't think there's anything else that's like super duper new. What we've been doing a lot lately is considering we're near the end of UMV, we've been going through and adding all right, let me show you. Yeah, we've been adding wireless. Most machines in the base are on wireless if they can run without laser lines. um the only thing I know for a fact that's going to have to stay on lasers are these coals, because yeah, this is getting a large pipe of energy, and it probably could get more. But basically everything else in the base, maybe apart from like the biggest of the big machines, can go on wireless. Yeah, until we get UXV wireless. Yeah. So yeah, just a couple. Just a couple of EU there. Yeah, we're using a little bit of energy. Yep. Oh, I could do these. I'll do those later. Um, oh, on this channel, I run ads in a 3-minute block so that Twitch doesn't run like mid rolls. So when that starts, you can get up, get a drink, get a snack, walk the dog, and and do what you need to do. I'm just gonna go around and just do a little bit of a tour, make sure everything is working. Yeah, the ads are gonna start in about 30 seconds. Oh, I did update these fusion casings to chaotic. I wouldn't killed like a dozen chaos dragons. Hey, bro, Chacho, what's up? What's up? Yeah, that dog better be running. But yeah, I killed like a dozen chaos dragons the other day to make chaotic casings. That was very nice for dragon blood. Oh, thanks, cat. Yeah. So the other thing that I've been doing over here is Questmaster. Questmaster is something that we kind of talked about it at the beginning, that we wanted to do not just Stargate but also Questmaster on this run, and we're getting along. We're getting there. So this is where we're at right now on that. So we've got a bunch of the green check marks, and let's see, UIV is just waiting on the exoticizer, and in order to get this, we have to fiddle with the God Forge, which isn't going to be a big deal, but I'm not going to do that right now. The other one that I'm working on right now is I'm working on the UMV version of the Stargate trophy, and as you can see, I've already inputted a bunch of these, so we need to make these pieces right here. So I already did the math. You can see I already did the math over here. So I needed 625 of these, 342 of these, 1470 of these, and so I know all the things that I needed to get. So the sum total of the quantum circuits of dimensional duplicity is 21,000. So I started that craft. This craft has been going for 111 hours. So it's made about 4,000 quantum circuits of dimensional duplicity in 111 hours. And again, I made this on dedicated UXV assembly lines, and I'll show you that really quickly. I'll take you on a tour of the build that I'm going to be doing over here if I do any more building at all on Minions. I was building out something for well, I'm only using 8. So this is the Deep Dark, and I started building a build over here, and I look, I've even got a lawn. Look, I got a lawn. It's so nice. But yeah, I started building this build for our void miners. So these are the 2.7 version of void miners, which are still like the 3x3s. So these will work until we upgrade to 2.9. And once we upgrade to 2.9, these aren't going to work anymore. I'll have to rebuild them, but I do believe that I can fit a 2.9 void miner in the footprint of a 5x5 here. Don't quote me on that. Actually, hold on. Let me look at that real quick. But by then, honestly, we shouldn't be using very many void miners anyway. We should be getting almost everything from space mining and EOHs. Yeah, I hope we're done. Honestly, I hope we're done by 2.9, because I love this run. Oh, are they 9.9s? Okay, so yeah, that won't work. We could still figure something out, but we might not need to use void miners at all. So, but yeah, I do kind of hope that we're done by 2.9 time, because first of all, it would be nice to have the Stargate under our belt. I would love to be able to say that I did Questmaster, but also I want to spend more time on Rats. Like, Rats is very rapidly catching up. Um, we've all been AFK from Minions quite a bit lately. Um, but not only do I want to play more on Rats, but I've already had to turn down other opportunities to join other runs or groups or other types of things, because I don't have enough time to focus on learning everything that I need to for end game Minions, plus getting onto Rats and helping with like mid game, late game stuff that they're getting into right now. And then also, I'm still trying to get back to writing. I used to call myself an amateur author, but I haven't written anything in quite a while, so I want to get back to that. I would love to finish this build, but I haven't done any building in a long time because I've been spending all of my time doing research on machines that I still don't know how to use. so uh, so yeah, so all of these things, and I also work full time. I am a full time employed person, so so my time is already kind of split. I know Sophie can commiserate because uh oh, nice, hey dude, that's awesome, Sophie, that's really cool. You know, even if you just keep it to yourself, that's awesome, just keep doing it. Like writing, I always say, like, writing is a muscle. Like any other muscle, you have to use it to keep it strong, and my writing muscle atrophied, and I was not using my writing muscle nearly enough, and it has atrophied. I mean, that's the real way to say it. So, I just I've been thinking about. I used to do writing prompts. In fact, the novel that I wrote was from a writing prompt. Most of my longer pieces have been writing prompt responses of some type or another. So I'm thinking about getting on that again, but again, like, most of the reading that I've been doing lately is either the nightmare political situation that the world has found itself in, which I try to stay away from politics on this channel, but let's just leave it. Let's just nebulously say that all of the real world stuff has taken up some of my time, and I'm not going. Let's not talk about it here. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading, trying to make sense out of nonsense. Um, but also a lot of the reading that I've been doing has been like trying to learn the nitty gritty of assembly lines, advanced assembly lines, trying to learn how if I can make the black hole generator work better. I've been trying to learn how the EOH works in general, because I don't really, I don't quite get it, but I think it's just a mental block. But yeah, there's some other machines that are coming up that I want to know how to use. Like, I still don't know exactly how to use the DTPF, although I do say that I could probably set one up myself now. I don't know if I would set it up well. um yeah, Sophie, yeah, if you're writing like papers for university, you still kind of have a little bit of that um you still have a little bit of that, like, writing muscle. Like, you haven't really, like, let it atrophy the way that I let mine atrophy. So I'm really, I what I've been thinking about doing is just 2 pages a night. Just write 2 pages of whatever nonsensical story that I want to gurgle out that night. But just anything for practice, honestly. That's what I've been thinking about. Um but yeah, I was actually John isn't here, but um I was having a my single player run was hosted by a guy named John, and it had a bunch of lore attached to it, and I was actually it was called the Dwarven Stronghold run, and I was writing lore uh in as kind of like a first person where the person in charge was named King Delver. King Valacleve Delver, first of his name, and uh he was like the main character of the run, so to speak. And I was writing lore based on his exploits, and also, you know, the things that I had built in the world. So I might need to talk to John again and see about getting that thing running. Unfortunately, every time I get a power outage, I have to get my new IP address and send it to him, and I just kind of felt like a burden, especially if he was busy or on vacation or something like that. Um, what I really needed to do was host my own server, but now that the prices of computer hardware are astronomical, I don't think that I can purchase my own server at this time. Yeah, Sophie. Yeah, so she said some of my favorite stuff came from those one night writing sessions that I later polished a bit. Yes, yes, exactly. Like my novel came from the writing prompt that my novel came from was you're stuck in a Groundhog's Day until you can convince the love of your life to love you back. And me as a aromantic single guy wrote a novel about romance. At the core of it, at least the core of it was a romance idea, um about a girl stuck in a time loop, and so Jenny Sanders had to figure out how to get her guy Jack to love her, and Jack is dense as a rock, so that's fun. That's the first third or first quarter of the story, but yeah, that's where that's where my novel started, and it just took off, and like I loved that idea, I loved the characters, I loved the world. I brought it to a point where that novel has everything from slice of life to cosmic horror and everything in between. It's an absolute mess, but I love it. Um, so yeah, but you know, again, like Sophie said, you know, the best, my best ideas have come from silly ideas that I wrote offhandedly, and then I couldn't let go. Like I have a short that I want to redo called Harry Prosoma, which was a talking spider who convinces his roommate, quote unquote, the human that rents the apartment, to not squish him. I've got a whole story for that. It's so good. I've got another novel idea that came from a prompt that was something to the effect of, uh, your family shuns magic, even though the rest of the world runs on it. Yeah, you've learned how to make steam machines and automatons, um, without any use of magic, and then one day the magic disappears. And so my guy, Albert Huberdinkle, goes on this revenge tour because the Council of Magic, or the like the Mages Council, I forget the exact wording, but they, you know, they had their thumb on him, and were, you know, being very discriminatory and whatnot. And in addition, uh I loved the idea in that story where health potions were addictive, like heroin. Um, and so like people would just be drinking health potions like people in real life drink Monster Energy. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of, I got my gamer water right here. So yeah, Albert goes on a revenge tour because he feels like the Mages Council is polluting the world with their intentionally addictive substances, and it's wild. It'll go all sorts of crazy, especially considering Albert is kind of like a uh he would be considered a terrorist in his world, but he's like a steampunk terrorist in a world that ran on magic right up until the book starts. So like everything is in turmoil, and then Albert appears. It just absolute nonsense. So I really love that one. I want to get back to that story. It was a whole lot of fun writing that, because I've never written a story with all villains. Like every single character in Albert Huberdinkle is a shade of gray. There are no good, like there are no morally completely good characters in that story. Everybody has a problem. Everybody is a shade of gray, and some people who think they are high and moral, like the leader of the Paladins Guild is like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars, trying to put on this face of a kind and elderly gentleman just helping his world through, when in reality he's like the top Sith Lord. Granted, it's not called that in my story, but that's the idea that I've got for it. So um it's so cool. I really want to get started on that one again, but to my earlier point, I've let my writing muscle atrophy to the point where I don't really want to sit down and try to restart any ancient projects right now, until I get a little bit of practice, until I get a little bit of, like, maybe not necessarily the writer's block or the mental block out, but I really need to get some practice in order to shake the dust off, shake the rust off, polish up my pen, so to speak. But yeah, I can't wait to get back to that one. I've got a bunch of other silly one-shot ideas that I really would like to expand into a full novel. Had another one where this one also came from a prompt. The prompt was something like, um everybody in the world has a superpower except for you, and that was like the entirety of the prompt. Well, I made the story saying something to the effect of, like, there was only like 12 or 15 unpowered humans in the world, and they were seen as celebrities, and they were, even though they couldn't do anything, they were seen as like celebrities, like literally, like they were like the base of humanity, and they were kind of like lauded as kind of like a fundamental piece of humanity as it used to be. But then at the, like, right before the beginning of that short that I wrote, like all of the unpowered people started getting kidnapped, and the way that was going to go is they were being kidnapped because someone was performing um extremely unethical biological experiments on them. And so one of the strongest powered humans, I forget the girl's name, but she she um she won a chance to spend an hour with the main character of the story. I forget the guy's name as well, but the guy is like a super celebrity because, again, all of these unpowered people are celebrities because of who they are. They're so unique. She is trying to get him, the unpowered guy, to hide her, the powered girl, so that she can live a normal life instead of going through all of these battles and then having like every bone in her body broken and then healed over and over and over, like all of the trauma of all of the battles and the PTSD and all of the damage from all of the battles and all of the healing. Like she's like losing her mind and she's trying to get help, and she sees this unpowered guy as kind of the key, because there was certain things in that world that made it so like power, unpowered people weren't able to be seen because they didn't have any of those powers. So now I want to get back to a bunch of these things, but yeah, let's see. What did you say, Sophie? The thing I've been doing is working on my current project, whether I want to or not, even if I have no idea where it's going. Even if it comes out crap, I can go back the next day and I at least have something to fix. That's helped out a lot. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. And I'm kind of taking a similar idea. I've got a my crap project at the moment. I actually have two. My first crap project is called The Apartment, and it's about it's another Groundhog's Day type thing, where the guy, me, hypothetically me, is I'm stuck in my apartment on a snow day that never ends, that keeps going over and over. And the way that's going to work is all of the damage that I do each day is undone the next day. So like I can shovel my way out to get to the main road, but if if I fall asleep or if I pass out or if I get hit by the snowplow, I wake up in bed the same day and anything that I did is gone. So like I think at one point in time I was going to have the character like hack his way through the wall to see if he could get to the next apartment, just to see if that would do anything to get him out. I don't know where I'm going with that story or not, but that's my that's garbage story number one. Uh Garbage story number two is called Pop Spot, and I was writing a story about and this is going to be more like a screenplay in a lot of ways. It was going to be about like a discount retailer, or like a think like a there used to be a store called Big Lots in the United States. They did a lot of like closeout discount retail. And I was gonna have Pop Spot be something like that. I know the Big Lots are in my area closed last year, but I'll keep the idea. But yeah, I was gonna have a colorful cast of characters and a bunch of regular customers that were very colorful, and then I was also going to have one of the recurring gags was going to be like every couple weeks they would have a new district manager or a new like regional vice president of sales or some other corporate person that they didn't know about that just got hired, that comes into the store and tries to change all of the policies all at once. So that was going to be a recurring gag of Pop Spot. I want to get started on that one too, but I think I'm going to write The Apartment first. But actually, the first thing I'm going to do is play some Minecraft. I still don't know where I'm going with these, because these, as Mr. Cat was saying earlier, these could be done a little bit differently. It probably could be a little bit cleaner. I probably could parallelize these differently, but for the time being, they work and they haven't jammed. And that's actually my number one priority for these DAALs right here is always on, never jam. And that's my overarching that's my overarching goal. If they work, then it's fine. Yeah, exactly. They work, and that's really the goal for right now. So but they work. but I want to see if I can get them to work better because, like I had mentioned, each pair is doing 32, which means each side is doing 16, which means the percentage of time that I have slices of each of these doing nothing is pretty high. So I'm gonna multiply up this pattern to 128, and then I'm gonna order a ton of quantums all at once, and I'm just gonna see if I can get these machines to jam. Where am I going? Right here. Okay. So with this being at 128, that means each side is going to be doing 64. Yeah, that's what I think. I think you're right. I just want to verify it. So let's just do some math really quick. I got my phone. My phone is my calculator. 128 times 14. So that's 1792. So I'm going to order 2,000 quantum circuits. Where are you? Yeah, as you can see, we've got almost 7,000. We've got almost 7,000 quantum circuits. So yeah, let me get back to exactly what you just said, Mr. Cat. Hold that thought. Just want to. Oh, it's got to go through all that. Okay, so yeah, so these over here were constantly jamming, and yeah, like you said, it's because they're switching from one recipe to another. But also it seemed like anytime anybody multiplied up the recipe too high, it would start jamming. So I was dialing back all of these recipes. Like HJM would come and times 2 all of these, and then I would come and divide 2 all of these because they would just start jamming so hard. And then finally, I know I was crying. I was complaining to high heaven one day on the Minions Discord about it jamming all the time, and HJM put in this purge line, the orange. And that's what this is, and that's the reason why my purge lines over there look exactly like this, is because I basically just copied. I just copied what he did. This is basically sneakernet in game. So I don't think anything is jammed in there. No. Another thing that I didn't realize until just recently is that this data bank here with this one wireless transmission connector, this one wireless right here is supplying all of the wireless patterns to not only these, but also that array, the array that I've got over in the deep dark. So yeah, those wireless, the wireless data transfer, what is this called again? Wireless data bank transmission connector. Yeah, this works cross-DIMM. I did not know that. I was really kind of shocked to find out that this worked cross-DIMM. I think I've managed to build it in a stupidly advanced way, but it hasn't jammed for ages yet. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I'm hoping that mine over here never ever jams. But if it works the way that I'm hoping, then it'll be able to do large batches all at once. And the only time we're ever going to have a problem with this is if somebody orders a small batch of circuits, because a small batch is only going to go through a single pair and take forever. So I think the goal here is to just order a bunch of circuits every now and then let the automated crafting use the circuits that are already in the system. So I think that's how I want to do it. But anyway, let's see how this is doing. Yeah, see, this has already made 3,000 more circuits in the amount of time that I've been on. That's not bad. Yeah, I started this 100,000 pico circuits because I was doing. I was like, how do I stress test this? How do I put this thing through the ringer to make sure that it actually works the way that I want it to work? I'll order 100,000 picos, and then I went to sleep not thinking that we were gonna run out of exotic catalyst over here, which I don't know if Sophie is still in, but we really need to figure out something because we're doing all of our molten superconductor out of this one single DTPF right here, and it's just not working. It's so damn slow. We really need to either parallelize that or perhaps split up some of the molten superconductor into multiple DTPFs because it isn't working. That's the new bottleneck. Uh, all of our DTPFs are dedicated. Oh, like almost all of these are dedicated to single items or single crafts. Yeah, I agree, Sophie. It would also, as much as I like to laugh at HJM's modern art, I would also like them to be lined up nice and neatly so that we could figure out which one is which. It would be really nice to be able to point at a certain one and say I know exactly what that one does. Because right now the only ones I know about are this one because I have to go here every damn day to make sure that it's working, and then chromatic glass is this one right here because I have to go here every other day. Yeah, exactly. We need more of these plasma mixers. Uh or they need to be in a different configuration cuz it's actually ass. This really is actually ass. Again, it makes me laugh, but it makes me laugh right up until I have to do something over here. And then like Sophie just said, it's a 10-minute adventure trying to figure out what does what. So yeah, I can't wait till this is redone. Because the other day, the one that I was looking at the other day or trying to diagnose was we were short on transcendent metal. Um, I had finally fixed boron, like quote unquote fixed boron, with this third EOH with the Twilight Forest in it. Um, which was basically keeping us barely stocked with exotic. We weren't running out of exotic catalysts, but we certainly weren't building up. But as soon as we got to that point, we were out of transcendental, like constantly. And I was looking through, trying to figure out which DPPF was doing which piece of that chain, and I was just like, burn it all down. Yeah, Cat, we need to do that with the convergence. We absolutely have to get all of our DTPFs on convergence. Because first of all, that would cut the consumption of exotic in half, if I remember correctly. Um, and in addition to that, that's the way that it's supposed to be at this stage of the game. We're supposed to have these on convergence. Just as a almost like as a side effect of being near the end of the game. um yeah, this is definitely jank and amateurish and also jank. And modern art but also jank. um yeah, this is knack 5. I don't think we're using knack 5 that much anymore, if at all. Knack 6. Oh, you only had one running on convergence. Well, yeah, that's fair. I think we're probably at the stage of the game where we could probably get multiple on convergence, or at least the ones that are doing the core stuff, like the superconductor, um, the chromatic glass, the transcendental, the tesseracts, like all of that probably needs to be on on one that is on convergence, or multiple ones that are on convergence. I still it's funny because every time I look at this thing, I think of the old you know the old logic problem, like how many triangles are in this picture, like how many DTPFs are in this picture. uh I have no idea. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe. I can't exactly like this part over here kind of confuses me. But yeah, that's wild. Oh, that is easy. Yeah. So yeah, so what Mr. Cat just said is if you know how the machine works, depending on where the buses are placed, the machine will prioritize differently. So you can place them in a way where the crafting buffers get a higher priority. All machines are like that. I want to also mention if you're doing colored input buses, hold on. This is something I learned the other day. If you're doing colored input buses on a single, like on a multi block machine, the colored buses are prioritized in this order, in the order of the colors in the can. So the black bus will always go first, then red, then green, then brown, and on and on and on for colored buses in a multi block. I forget where I learned that from, but that was critical. I really love that. I'm gonna use and abuse that to the highest degree the next time I go through another early game run. All right, so let's see what's next. I guess I'm just kind of looking around, seeing what kind of problems we have in the base. Like there's certain things that can be upgraded. There's certain things like this whole platform probably needs to get upgraded. Like all of these different supercons probably need to get ripped out. We could probably put half of this stuff on UMV wireless, like these, um and everything will run fine. Like a lot of this stuff isn't running constantly anyway, so honestly, we might want to just put a lot of this stuff on UMV wireless and get rid of all of these cables. We might be able to do some wireless shenanigans to get rid of some of this AE cable. um I've been trying to get rid of as much cabling as I can, because that's really the only thing that can be deleted right now in this dim at this time. Um, we're doing things a lot cleaner in the new PDIM. Oh, hey, actually, let's show it off. So let's show off New Base. This is New Base designed by Sophie, the one and only. She did a fantastic job here. Like, look at this. This is so cool. Oh, this is so cool. I like this effect of the fins right here. That's a neat touch. That's very cool. I like You know, I don't know if that's a Moir pattern or if that's got some other name, but I do like that touch. That's a cool effect. This is the I showed this off on the Rats Discord the other day. This is this is the stuff that Sophie built up around our central space elevator to make it look nice. Like, have you seen a space elevator that looks this nice? No, you have not. That's so good. But yeah, we there's a lot of yeah, no kidding. Yes, I think wasn't this like the central piece that you started this PDEM on, like this central platform. Yeah, yeah, it's still off. Yeah, I came over here the other day and I'm like, wait a minute, this still got Mark 1 motors? And I started looking around. I'm like, oh yeah, we aren't even using this yet. We're gonna have Mark 5 motors before we turn this thing on, Sophie. You know that, right? So good. In fact, the only thing that's holding us back from Mark 5 motors right now is Universium. We just don't have enough Universium to dedicate to making Universium screws for Mark 5 motors. Actually, I haven't checked it today. I'll check Universium when I get back to the main. Yeah, because we don't have a wireless connection out here. I've been meaning to put one out here. But I didn't want to do something temporary. All 3 of our EOH are 777. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the wireless connection out here, Sophie, and I didn't want to mess with anything. Oh, the Infinity Booster. Yeah, I always forget about that thing. Yeah, I'll make that. That's a good idea. But yeah, I absolutely love this. My last comment here is that I feel bad for Sophie because she wanted to get a really nice cinematic picture of this, and it's something like with shaders, the gorge doesn't look right, and without shaders, the water looks like ass. Hey, Term, what's up, my dude? Let me give you a shout out really quick. Yeah, appreciate it, my guy. Yeah, this is the Minions run. This is the new PDEM that we will be moving to for the end of the run. It's not really up and running right now. I was just kind of showing off Sophie's handiwork. She's the one that's designed all of these buildings and all of this decoration out here. And it's not 100% finished, but it looks fantastic. It looks really good. Yeah, I really love what she's done with this thing. It's very nice. And then let's go back out here. This is the current PDEM. We're in UMV. Let's see. I was working up here. Like, yeah, we've got 3 777 EOH. My current project is making some dedicated AALs for circuits. These are making quantums and picos respectively. You might get a laugh out of this term. I have to show off HJM's modern art to anybody that comes through. That is an unspecified number of DTPFs. Somewhere between 12 and 13. I can't 10 and 13. I can't count quite right. Yeah. You got peak wall sharing here. Yes. Yeah, UMV and UXV all kind of blend together, but it's a little bit different because in order for us to go from UMV to UXV, we're going to have to get through we're going to have to start making mag matter, and then we're going to have to use mag matter to get to magnetohydrodynamically constrained star matter. I've just been calling it magneto. magneto matter or whatever. But yeah, mag matter then magneto matter, and magneto matter will get us UXV components. Yeah, Maggie matter. Yeah, exactly. Which actually, I'll show you really quick, Sophie, while we're here. I already made the data sticks for the UXV pieces. Yeah, I was thinking about starting to look through the mag matter puzzle, because now that I've finished with this setup here, I'm looking to start tackling something else, because like I spent the better part of a week trying to figure out how to get this stupid thing to work the way I wanted it to work. And now at this point, I'm like, I need to start looking forward to new things. Like we've got 10 Nano Forge tier 3s. We need to start thinking about our tier 4 Nano, which I don't think we can make the tier 4 Nano until Mag Matter. Let's look at this. Yeah, this thing is beautiful. I love the way this thing looks. Can't wait to make these. Needs the nanites. Yeah, super dense mag matter. Yeah, yep. So, oh, and also the magneto. Oh, does it? Does it? Oh, eternity. I always forget about eternity. So is eternity next? Eternity is before mag matter, right? Let's see about this. I don't think, I think that's like right where we finished off. I think we're like right before eternity. I don't know, maybe one of these QFTs. Let me get my bearings here. QFTs. Because we have a bunch. I think one of these QFTs might be for eternity, but I haven't poked around on any of these to see what any of them do specifically. I know HJM was hooking up a lot of this stuff. All right, let's get our zoomy stick out. All right, carbon and osmium. Okay. All right, Sophie. It was good to see you, and hopefully we could see you here as well sometime in the next question mark. But university comes first. I'm with that. Seaweed and mitral. Yeah, that seaweed and mitral does. What was that one? Dust. Oh yeah, the T SETI. Yeah, duh. And this is probably the bio. Yeah. Okay, so what are these doing? Oh, fermium plasma, neptunium plasma. That sounds familiar. What were we doing with that? Oh, okay, yeah, duh. Okay, you're right. You're right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is the knack line. Yeah. Okay, knack line. Yeah, makes sense. A lot of these machines over here, are what we're using to replace knack line, including this right here. So one of the things that we can do, um, not to get too distracted because I'm coming right back there. But our old knack line is up here. So this was version 1.0 of knack line, and I think we could probably dismantle all of this. And I know I mentioned over in the Rats Discord that like breaking old machines is like popping bubble wrap, and I absolutely love it. So I think we could probably delete this whole platform worth of machines, which would also get rid of all of this cabling as well. So I'm just trying. I'm looking for ways for us to be more efficient with server resources at this stage of the game. Just trying to get rid of as much rendered material as possible. Oh yeah, I've been breaking everything. Let's be real. So let's see. So where was I at? Where did I leave off at? So this one is being used, right? Yeah, this one is being used. This one is being used. Oh yeah, I wanted to check that one out. Carbon and osmium. What is osmium dust? Use. Oh, xenazine. Okay. So, okay, hold on a minute. So if we're doing xenazine over here, does that mean I can get rid of the xenazine platform? Because that is let me find it really quick. Hold on. I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. It's this one. Yeah, so this platform, all of these machines are what we're using to make xenazine, but this is like the 1.0 setup for xenazine. So I think all of this could go if I'm reading that correctly. All right. So maybe that's two platforms that I can clear off. And so in a way I do agree it's nice to be able to leave platforms intact, but honestly, we've been reusing platforms. Like this platform right here is a reused platform. I just cleaned off this one. This one used to be Orproc, as you could see. It's ready to be reused for something new. Um uh this was jet fuel at the beginning of the game, I believe. Um this is our old bio platform. This can probably also get torn down as well. Um yeah, we've been reusing space in this PDEM a lot. So I guess let's go ahead and set up Eternity, if possible. Okay. No, it's this. Where? Hold on. Oh, I went the wrong way. It would be this one. Okay. Oh, let me make sure that we're doing Primordial. Liquid Primordial, and it is on crafting. Okay. All right. Okay. And then what else did it need? Temporal harmonizer catalyst. All right. And that. Does each one only need a single one? Yeah, I really need to learn how these QFTs work, like inside and out. The more you give it, the more it does at once. Oh, yeah, I see. Gains one parallel per catalyst. Okay. All right, so then hold on. Temporal. So he had 512 in the other one. Let's just do that again. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that's right. We don't have Universium. That's right. Still too much. Okay, we need to do. Can we do 16? Ah, so close. All right, let's do 10, I guess. Just start with 1. Okay. That's fine. Let's make sure it crafts because I saw us having problems crafting these timepieces the other day. And let's see if we can track that down. Yeah, see, no valid recipe. What is your problem? Dense deep dark iron plate, 32 dilithium, 1 universium nanite. Okay. And what was timepiece? Space-time bending core. Oh, does this require stellar catalyst? Okay, hold on a minute. Tachyon enriched temporal fluid. Tachyon enriched temporal fluid. And then I don't know if we have. Hold on, I gotta look at stellar catalyst. Hold on. We have stellar catalyst. Okay. So is it not automatically supplied? Oh, this is such a mess. Temporal fluid. I know this is so hard to track down. It makes me sick sometimes. That's the real reason why I dislike this looking the way that it does because it's so difficult to track down individual issues. So, can I add stellar catalyst to this? Oh no, this is auto pull. Okay. So hold on a minute. Is the pattern wrong then? Yeah, the pattern's wrong. Yeah, I need to redo this pattern and add the stellar catalyst because it apparently isn't being supplied automatically. Yeah, I actively dislike the center one. Oh, add stellar to this one. It has exotic inside. All right. Can I just add it, or do I have to replace exotic? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try adding it. How does that go? Hey, hey, nice. Okay. Yeah, I again, it is unnecessarily complex, and this DTPF right here was the very first one. This was the very first one, but it's still we could have redone this already. We could really redo all of this. Oh, oh no. The 3 minute ad break is coming in about 15 seconds. If anybody needs to get up, get a drink, get a snack, walk away for a few minutes, now's your chance. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep trying to work on eternity. Eternity is taking an eternity. Yeah, ads suck. Ads suck so bad, and Twitch is really bad about running mid rolls, which is the reason why I do this 3 minute pre roll per hour, just to make sure that I'm in control of when the ads run, because I really hate going on other streams and somebody's talking about something interesting and then bam, ad 90 seconds. You don't know what's going on. By the time they come back, the guy's story is over. So I hate that. Where are you? What? Damn it, HJM. Damn you. Does that mean I need to do how am I gonna do this? What are these at? This machine can only run recipes matching its average energy hatch tier. What? Okay, hold on. What? Now I'm confused. Hold on a minute. I guess let's just look it up. Temporal. Where are you? But this is UXV. Oh, does this need to be done in the LSAA? I think that has to be done over here in the LSAA. This probably needs to be done over here. Yep. I'm gonna do it over here. Do we have a 10 on this? No. Okay. All right. Let's get a buffer, put it on 10. What are we calling these? LSAA and the number? It's easy. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, it did it. Okay. I don't know. I don't have a clue why this recipe is over here, which clearly it shouldn't. And then return all internally stored items. Okay, so now cancel you. Oh, duh. Now, I didn't knock anything offline, did I? Okay. No devices missing channel. Okay, let me double check underneath. All right, everything's good. Hey, let's go. Well, I'm not as dumb as I look. All right. Now that we've got this, let's get you. Let's go back over here. And it was, I believe it was this one. Okay. And then eternity. Oh yeah, chronic singularity. I didn't look up that yet. And then so okay. Oh, it's a tier 4. Hold on. Is this tier 4? Hold on a minute. Let me double check that. Yeah, space-time continuum ripper. Yeah, we're good. They're all tier 4s, right? Yeah. How about these? Those are not tier 4. Okay. Maybe we should make some pieces to upgrade these. All right. That'll be a next task. Let's finish this task first. Now, put a circuit in the controller to specify the focused output based on NEI order. So if I want this to focus on eternity, it would be I would put a circuit 3 for molten eternity. I mean that looks right. All right, let's look at the chronic singularity. Didn't bother with placing a focus. Yeah, that's fair. We can use those other pieces as well. Molten eternity, eternal singularity. All right. So how do I get the first? Look at the forge hammer. For the chronic one. Okay, all right. This is gonna be Magneto matter as well. What? What? Okay. So hold on a minute. So if we use if we go, stop it. If we use this to start the loop, that means we got to get the Magneto matter first, which means we need to get the mag matter first, which means eternity is at the end of this string instead of the beginning of this string. Uh, okay. Universium and Black Dwarf. Can we make Universium nanites yet? So I guess that's the very next thing. Unless we do this. That's max because we have this. Almost positive we've got the spatially. It's expensive until you start getting Eternium, then you start to save on Universium, I believe. Yeah, okay. That does make sense. All right. But I'm still kind of confused because what is actually next? Yeah, mag matter, which needs the heliofusion exoticizer. Yeah, okay. And in order to get the heliofusion exoticizer, let's go back out to let's go back out here. New base. Yeah, I think honestly, we're the only thing that we're gated on is crafting, because what we need to do is in order to get the exoticizer, we needed heat of 17k. Let me pull that up. Assembly line. Yeah, to get this lossless phonon transfer medium, we needed something in here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Saturated phononic crystal solution requires 17,000 heat. So that actually is the next thing. Yeah, mag matter is the very next thing. So we need to so we would need a fuel factor of 7. I don't remember how this works actually. Oh yeah, dimensionally transcendent residue. All right, so it uses 1.3 buckets every 5 seconds. Let me make sure that we've got a bunch of this. Ah, I forgot to make the infinity booster. Oh, poop. Yeah, I think we've got a ton of the residue. Yeah, we've got 151 billion. Yeah, we're fine. We are all right. Now I get the infinity card. Where do I put the infinity card in? I have to hold on. Let's get this out of my. Let's see if I remember how to do this. It's a UI craft. Oh, is it like this? Ah, got it. All right, that's easy. And is it still linked? It is still linked. Okay. And then new base. And we linked. Okay. So yeah, I think we're doing fuel at 7. $22,000 every 5 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. So now we should be able to order the exoticizer, because as far as I know, all of the other stuff for the exoticizer has already been programmed in. We were just waiting to kick the God Forge up to that level when we needed it. So let's try that. So the other nice thing is this will finish a tab. It's kind of a waste of time, but I still, to this day, I like just watching these crafts tick away. It's very satisfying watching all this stuff get finished. Yeah, here's the molten UEV. We again, I know I've been complaining about the DTPFs basically all stream, but we've definitely got to figure out how to either parallelize those, like distribute the crafts to several of the DTPF machines, or in some way make this superconductor based crafting way faster, because it's a significant bottleneck in this base as it currently stands, and it just feels bad sometimes. What is this? UMV wire. Okay. Are you crafting? Oh, yeah. Duh. It is crafting. Okay, perfect. Another thing that we really have to do, and I'll go over there really quick. We have a number of space elevators, but it's kind of not cutting it anymore. So what we really need to do is We have a single elevator with 12 space assembler module Mark IIs. I need to make a big elevator like this and then add 24 of the space elevator space assembler Mark IIIs in a big elevator. But that's kind of a big ask because I do think that the assembler Mark IIIs need the motor Mark Vs. Hold on. Is it Mark IV or Mark V? They do need Mark Vs, yes. So yeah, runs at least needs at least motor Mark V to work, and then Mark V. And then the reason why I haven't made any Mark V motors yet is, I know I mentioned this earlier, was yeah, I know, like one elevator of 24 was gonna be like just the start, I could just imagine. But yeah, this Universium screw is what I'm waiting on, because at the last time I looked at this, we really didn't have enough Universium to use it all on Universium screws for motor Mark Vs. But let's check that again. All right, so the last time I checked Universium, we had like 38K, which was a few days ago. Now we're at 91K. I don't feel so bad about doing one elevator with Mark Vs. Should focus on getting a 989 for Universium. Yeah, so let's see. We already looked at the so the tier 8 is Tippler. We already got them in programmed in, but Tippler requires magneto pieces. So I made the data sticks, I made the patterns, I was getting ready to print tipplers for all of our EOHs, and then I realized that we need to get the magneto bolts. So that's when I looped back around, started looking at the exoticizer, and I got stuck on the exoticizer with the heat, which the heat ended up being a non-issue, as you know, and as you saw. um yeah, I might actually go ahead and plop down another max size space elevator, like right here, just for assembly. Which this one here is going to be supposed to be just for pumping, but I don't think we moved all of our pumps out here, or no, we can't because this only has 4s. Yeah, this only has 4s. Yeah, duh. All right, so yeah, let's think about this. What's the spacing over here? Did I do like 3 in between? Yeah. Why do I... Uh-oh. Did I do something wrong here? I have a bulk production frame in my inventory. And that's did I break something? Uh-oh. Yeah, so I have a bulk production frame in my inventory. Where did you come from? Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Whew. All right. I thought I broke something. Turns out the only thing broken is my brain. Oh, man. All right, get rid of you then. Okay, so next up, oh, let's pick up the exoticizer. Hell yes. Hell yes. And that is another page done in the quest book. UIV is green check. Hell yes. Okay, hold on a minute. Mag matter is the second material the heliofusion exoticizer can create and will require a second module. Okay, hold on a minute. Use. So the next thing for you guys is this, so you can make the energy hatches for the energized mag matter. Yeah, so we get the exoticizer up and running so that we can make the UXV energy hatch, right? No. Wait. Yeah? Okay. Um I'll go ahead and I'll make that data stick right now at least. Where are you? And I might as well make the dynamo hatch one as well. While I'm thinking about it. Oh, where are you? There you are. Nope. Okay. I've been trying to make the, if I have to make one, I try to make both. Just uh being prepared for the future. Oh, and I could throw this away finally. All right. So now I don't think we had a specific slot set out for this. I think I'm just going to use this one. So, since I haven't messed with this, and I don't want to break anything necessarily. Oh, come on. So the exoticizer replaces this block here, looks like. Do I need to add anything else? Looks like I do need to add some things. Hold on. Yeah, I do need to add some things. Okay. So I need a stellar energy siphon casing and some celestial matter guidance casing. Stellar siphon. What was the other thing? Celestial guidance. Let's make like 30 more of those. Just use the structure things after. Oh, the hollow projector. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Well, let me make sure that I have enough. Oh, that's actually fancy. I need to let's make sure that I've got all these other pieces. Okay. Harmonic phonon. We've got that. Oh, why did I throw those away? Dang it. Singularity reinforced. That's stellar shielding casing. Need 16 of those, so let's just make another 10. Yeah, thanks, Kat. Yep, and I do promise at some point in time I'm actually going to come over to Rats and do rat things. I did plan on being over there a little bit more often this week, but maybe next week. But yeah, have a good night. Yeah, the Rats run is they are flying. I think Rats is already like inching into UEV already, which is crazy. It's actually fantastic. Done with UEV. Nice. Yeah, you got Rats is gonna catch up with Minions if we don't get our butts in gear over here. uh Transcendentally amplified magnetic. Okay, amp mag. I need 21. There's 28. Boundless. Just massively preparing for UIV. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That's the best way to go, honestly. Boundless gravitationally severed structure casing. Okay. Boundless. So let's make 20 of these. Why not? Yeah. Just beefing up all the infrastructure. That's actually a really good thing. Yep. Nice. Yeah, because I saw you guys were doing like Knack 5 last week, if I remember correctly. That's pretty impressive. We just got to Knack 6 like 2 weeks ago. All right. There we go. Hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Yep. Go to bed, Mr. Cat, but I will see you. I will definitely end up seeing you over on Rats. Hopefully sooner rather than later. It's gonna take me a minute to catch up on all the stuff that you guys did over there, but man, everything has been looking really, really cool. I really like all the builds. Okay, so let me make sure I've got all this stuff still. Oh yeah, the celestial matter guidance casing, the stellar energy siphon casing. Yeah. I might actually get an explanation of that AAL setup, or at least some pictures and whatnot. But but yeah, if you haven't already left, I'll ask you about that one day when I'm over on Rats. Okay, so let's see. Okay, and then forgot to get the hollow. Clear. Nice. Okay. Oh, what am I missing here? Hold on a minute. Let's see. All right, so quark gluon plasma can be manufactured right away, but production of magnetic monopole matter or mag matter requires a fully upgraded God Forge. This module is specialized towards acquisition of unique materials. Okay, so actually, I don't know where we're at in the update chain or the upgrade chain. Let's go back over here, because again, I haven't really messed with this thing too much. So, milestone. Oh, okay. Uh, so using more fuel will actually get us the next milestone of this faster. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now, what was this again? Next milestone at 6 extensions built. So I think we need to build a second. Are we gonna have to build a second heliofusion exoticizer? Is that the thing that we're doing? All right, use. So I need. So it basically needs a crafting input buffer and an output hatch. It looks like that's really all I need. Okay. Let's try to make it look the same over here. Where are you? So then it's going to be dun, dun, and bump, and bump. And then we're going to do dun, dun. Shut down due to an incomplete structure. What? 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 Why? Why are you? Mag matter mode locked. Missing upgrade. Oh, is it missing? Hold on. Is it all right. Is it there upgrade? Um all right, let me look this up really quick. Let's see. Because honestly, I don't know how this works specifically. This module is unlocked by the QGPIU upgrade, and the ability to produce matter is unlocked by the end upgrade. The modules have independent automation procedures and are locked to either of the materials, so it's recommended to have two. This module has 64 base parallel. Okay, all right, hold on a minute. So that means it's really not a crafting input buffer. It's going to be a stocking bus and a stocking hatch. Let's just do that. And still incomplete structure. So I guess do we not have the upgrade? I'm not sure. Not sure how to check that. Okay, so we've got that. We've got that. So I guess I need all of these. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's clear some of this. I don't need any more of this. This is all gone. I'll keep that, but I need all of these items. Okay. All right. Yeah, guys, we're learning things today. Ah. All right, stellar energy siphon casing. Okay. Compact fusion Mark V. We'll go one at a time on these because I got a funny feeling I'm gonna have to program in that like Rugnor gear. I've got a funny feeling we don't have that programmed in, but we're gonna do one thing at a time. Yep. I will admit I am still lost a little bit at this end game type stuff, but um, my brain is getting wrinkly. I am learning some of this stuff as I go. Have having to fumble through it is the worst kind of learning for me, but it's worked so far. I would rather have things spelled out nice and neatly on in some sort of lesson or a lecture, perhaps. But um, honestly, I might write some of that stuff. Like if I'm not finding the resources that I need to learn this in the way that I need to learn this, then there's got to be other people in my shoes that don't have, like the focus or perhaps the spare time to learn this themselves. I don't really have the spare time either, but I've been pushing through it because, like I mentioned earlier, you know, without sounding mean or rude about it, I want this run to end. I want to get a Stargate. I want to get Questmaster. I want to be finished with this run. So there's a good chance I might write some of that material. Um, that would also be good practice for getting back to writing in general. I know I had told Random Potato that I would join his he's got a thing going called Greg Tech Blueprints. It's got a website and everything. It's very slick and nice. And I told him that I would help I'd help clean up some articles if he wanted it. And he kind of countered by saying, well, we don't really technically need editors right now, but let's bring you on anyway, and maybe you can write an article for something. And I'm like, yeah, sure. That sounds cool. That's awesome. Um, I never actually did anything. I didn't do anything, but not I just got really busy right when I said yes. That was like right before the holidays, and I work in retail, so yeah, it was very busy and chaotic for me for a little while. Um, but yeah, maybe uh perhaps maybe what I'll do is I'll write a something something for dummies type type page for them. Like just another example from this week, those dedicated advanced assembly lines, those DAALs that I fumbled through because there's no good information out there. Maybe I'll write a doll for dummies page. While this is going, I guess let's go ahead and let's look at the other things. Final type. Alright, we only need one. Yeah, let's throw this away. Harmonic phonon. Okay. Yeah, Rugnor gear. Ah, we have Rugnor gears. Okay, nice, nice. Icorium gear. I need one, please. Sure, make a stack. I don't mind. One eternal singularity. Where are you? There you are. That's a UIV arm. And a UEV gen. Just one, please. It's gonna make a stack anyway. I do like how fast all this stuff goes, and I know I mentioned this earlier, but I do like watching this crafting go through. I like watching everything tick by. It is awfully satisfying. Let's see. Uh, I'm very busy trying to finish this run. I'm also wanting to get back to working on rats, but there's some other games that I've been wanting to play. Like specifically, I've been wanting to play Terra Firma Greg. That pack requires a lot of investment to get into. So I really wouldn't be able to do that by myself. I know that Kat and Vin are actually planning on doing a Terra Firma Greg community server, and that sounds like a lot of fun. I just don't have the time to ask about it or to throw my hat in the ring. But that does sound like a lot of fun, and I'm really kind of like I can't do it, but I really want to ask, but I can't do it, but I really want to ask. um, and like I mentioned earlier, there's been a couple things that I've had to either put off or say no to recently that um I would like to play some other things or to join some new groups or to do new things. Um but yeah, first and foremost, I'm absolutely going to finish here on Minions. Um I am still also looking for a new job. Now, granted, this is the worst possible time to be trying to switch jobs with the job market being as bad as it is. You don't really want to be the lowest person on the totem pole right before a potential recession or, God forbid, a potential depression. Um, but with that being said, there's been a couple key people in my company that got fired recently that make me think that either the company is starting to think about going in a different direction, or the company is going in a different direction and that direction is nosediving. So I don't know which one is which. I don't know. I'm not privy to any of that information above my head, but it makes me worried for my future at that location. So I'm trying to get out of there, trying to get to bigger and better things, but again, right now is the worst possible time to be thinking about getting a different job, especially over here in the States. Which it's our uh let me not talk about politics. Actually, let's uh let's be let's be pleasant. uh um let's see. So yeah, looking for a new job, trying to get back to doing some writing, trying to finish this run, trying to get back to rats. With all of that, somewhere in between there, I'd like to play some other games. I'd like to stream some other games. I still want to stream Balatro. I still want to stream some Silk Song. There's a couple other games that I've been wanting to play. Um, my buddy Scrambles is big on Slay the Spire 2. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm going to pick that up probably next week or the week after. I just didn't want to pick it up too early because I know just as soon as I get that game, that's gonna soak up any free time that I think that I have is gonna be just gone, just poof, gone. Um, so yeah. Um, I wish this thing would hurry up. How are you doing? All right, you're about halfway there. Yeah, the ad starts in about 3 minutes, and then the ad is 3 minutes long. So I think I'll have all of the stuff to upgrade the QGPIU upgrade probably by the time that ad is over. So probably just going to wait for this. I don't um let's see what else is cool. Um Winter is probably done. How about that? Let's talk about it being 80 degrees outside today, which for anybody over in on the other side of the pond, the way I always remember is 82 Fahrenheit is 28 Celsius. So it's kind of like, reversed. Yeah, I do 16 Celsius is 61 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius is 82 Fahrenheit, and then 40 Celsius is 104 Fahrenheit, which is not exactly reversed, but kind of. It kind of is. Okay. All right. Now just waiting on this. Yeah, it was 80 degrees today. It's supposed to be 85 tomorrow. It's supposed to be 87 on Saturday. So there's a chance that I might stream on Saturday. I don't have anything specifically in plan for that day, but I do need to clean my whole apartment and run a bunch of errands and do some other things and also do a bunch of research uh specifically probably on this Godforge, because it looks like this is going to be the our next hurdle to get over. But yeah, so anyway, that 3 minute ad does start in about 15 seconds, give or take. So yeah, get up, get a drink, get a snack, walk the dog, pet your mom, say hi to my mom. I don't care. She's a nice lady. Do what you gotta do. And probably after that ad break is over, we'll be trying to get the exoticizer running. Boo ads. Boo ads, boo. uh yeah, if anybody can hear me right now, I do appreciate you hanging out. I really wish that we didn't have to run ads on this platform, but it is what it is. Yes, the bills must be paid. That's not jammed up. No, it's not. I just saw that. This looks like it's just fine. All right, I think we're back from the ad. We're still in crafting jail, but it shouldn't be too much longer. We're just waiting on this one thing, and we should be able to get going. But hopefully everybody's having fun. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here and wait. There's no reason to move. Um, where are you? Quantum? Yeah, that's fine. I am glad that those dolls are making these circuits at a reasonable rate. It's gonna make getting through UXV a little bit easier. Um, with having a bunch of circuits ready to go, and in fact, once these picos are done, I'll probably make almost all of those picos into quantums because Lord knows we're gonna need them. We're gonna need a bunch of circuits to get through UXV, so might as well just make them. And then once we're able to upgrade the AALs and the old PDEM to UXV energy hatches, I'll probably move this craft, the Quantums of Dimensional Duplicity. I'll probably move that to the main AAL line instead of it being in crafting jail for 113 hours and counting. Yeah, this is almost done. Waiting is the worst part. Um. Oh, other things is um, last month there was some brouhaha about Discord doing some sort of like some age verification or like mandatory photo ID type things. So I took my Discord link off of my Twitch page. I did add a link for Fluxer, which is an up and coming Discord alternative. I made a Fluxer server, haven't really used it, but it is there, and the link is in my Twitch description. I'm going to re-add the Discord link as well, because I feel like whatever Discord was talking about doing, either they've backed off or they're delaying it. So I might go ahead and just re-add the Discord link to my Twitch page. Still not very happy about the Twitch being Twitch. Where am I going? There. Uh oh, did it already? Oh, maybe they already did that. What? All right. What? Boo. So do I just wait, hold on a minute. So it's already been done. Oh, I'm tripping. Okay. Yeah. It's been done already, yeah, because this allows construction of the second ring. Duh. Man, whew. So guys, if I haven't mentioned this before, I don't know how to use this stupid thing. So, all right, we don't need any of this. So why are you This module has unique automation challenges for both materials, so it's recommended to have 2 of these, as they have to be locked to either one of the materials. The common rule for both modes automation challenges is as follows. The module outputs materials at the start of a recipe cycle and waits for the correct inputs to arrive before starting the actual processing of the output material. If producing quark gluon plasma, the module outputs up to 7 different fluids/dusts with amounts between 1 and 64 and 1 and 7 respectively, and their corresponding plasmas and amounts have to be returned in order for the recipe to process. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. For each liter of fluid, a bucket of plasma, and for each dust, 9 ingots worth of plasma must be returned for the recipe to work. If magmatter mode is active, the automation challenge changes. Now the module outputs 1 to 50 liters of tachyon-rich temporal fluid, 51 to 100 liters of spatially enlarged fluid, and 1 dust of a high-tier material. The challenge is to return both the tachyon-rich and spatially enlarged fluids, plus as much plasma of the dust's material in ingots as the difference between the amounts of spatially enlarged and tachyon-rich fluids. Once all of these have been returned in the correct amounts, the recipe will start to process and output magmatter. This module has 64 base parallel. Woo! All right, so all right. Let me go back to this. So the module outputs materials at the start of a recipe cycle and waits for the correct inputs to arrive before starting the actual processing of the output material. If producing quark gluon plasma, the module outputs up to 7 different fluids and dusts with amounts. So I need... So this isn't going to cut it. Like, we can't just automate it like this. So it's going to end up being... So let's get this out of here, and we'll do... Yeah, that's fine. We'll do like that and that. And then... Whew, okay, so... Let me read this again. Oh my. If producing quark gluon plasma, the module outputs up to 7 different fluids/dusts with an amount, and their corresponding plasmas and amounts have to be returned in order for the recipe to process. So it needs to detect what is output and then input stuff based on what was pushed out. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a later thing. I think I'm gonna have to I might have to do some real reading on that. Because what we're gonna have to do is, let's see, I could set up a little bit of it. Let's do big cells. It's fine. That's actually big enough. It's fine. That multi-fluid. No. I want a bigger one. Where are? Yeah. Just in case. And then we're gonna do the output. Let's see. What do we have a output is pink? Let's do pink. That's fine. And then we need a Newt controller. So now the trick is to read what's in here and input stuff into the input bus and hatch based on what gets pushed out here. Whew. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to read up on that. I actually didn't realize that it was going to be that complicated. I should have known. I should have known. This is Greg Tech after all. We're gonna have to do something else. Yeah, so this is where the SSASS is going to sit. Let's see, let me see. Yeah, these bios, they're gonna be in here. It's gonna look cool. That's gonna look cool now. Well, let's take another look at this. So, oh, I see. It's you can see how it's like translucent. Okay. So this needs 9 shards. We have 6. Okay. Well, we get 10 more shards once we hit 810,000. That's going to take a while. Total progress, 5 extensions built. Next milestone at 6 extensions built. 15 Gravitaran shards gained. So let's see about that, because I might make so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It says 5 built, but I only see 4. Oh. Oh, okay. So there is already 2 Helioflux. So okay. Maybe we'll make another plasma fabricator. That'll be fine. Yeah, we'll make another plasma fabricator and we'll put it right here, and that'll be the 6th module, and that'll give 15 shards, which will be another upgrade. Missing 10 million hydrogen. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we are not. Yes, we are. What? What? Why are we out of hydrogen of all things? This way. Now, see, this is the part that sucks. I'm gonna have to go through all of these, figure out which pump is hydrogen. Helium, hydrogen, xenon. So much xenon. Wow. Okay. More xenon. Wow. Do we really need that much xenon? I guess. What the hell? Why are we pumping so much xenon? Okay, whatever. Pumps. All right, that's a Mark 1. And I could put in a Mark 2, right? Yeah, Mark 2. That's what we're going to do. So that is 8-1. right, come on. You could do it. Come on. There we go. And we really need to upgrade motors. So let me see if I can do Mark V motors. I'm pretty sure I already programmed in Mark V. Did I not? All right, hold on a minute. I thought I programmed that in. Let me double check. Let me make sure that we have a data stick for it. Well, it wouldn't be in here anyway. It's going to be in regular assembly. All right. Yeah, motor Mark V. Okay. It's 2 and 3. That's 1 and 4. Yeah, no Mark V. Okay, let's make a Mark V. It's fine. Fine. Come on. That should be okay. I should be able to just put that in. Yeah, UIV. Yeah, we're fine. So I need 88. All right, so let me do some math really quick. 1408 screws, and each screw is 16 millibuckets. That's gonna use 22,528 millibuckets of Universium. I think that is a worthy. I think that's worthy. So then, space elevator. Energy hatch. Any space elevator base casing with 1 dot, which I believe is all of these down here. So we're just gonna pack this in with 64 amp UMVs. That would be fine. Yep. And then once I build out the new space assembly space elevator, I might use the old space assembly space elevator for more pumping, because we need it bad. We need it bad. We need it bad. Um, let's see. It was kind of a good thing for me to learn a little bit about the God Forge. I didn't know nearly as much about it as I should, being this late in the game. Um, so that was a good thing to learn a little bit about. Um, I'm really glad that the my circuit AAL lines are taking I put them through the ringer with these big crafts, and they're working just fine. I like that. Um, I will multiply up the Pico circuit recipe like I did the quantum whenever this is done, which is fine. Um, yeah, I don't. I'm probably gonna end up calling it here pretty soon because I was gonna try to build out this space elevator, but I'm at the end of my time. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be able to hang out any longer. Is there anybody I know that's playing right now? Um, do I even see anybody? Hold on a minute. Is there anybody playing GTNH? Oh, we might raid a notable gunner. Yeah, I think we're gonna raid that person. They do have follower only chat running, but we're gonna raid them out anyway. It's been a lot of fun, you guys. If I do stream again this week, it'll be Saturday. Otherwise, it'll probably be next weekend, which will be my next stream. But either way, thank you for hanging out and have fun. Peace.